To see a mother champion a child's failure was a far cry from my mother popping me upside my head for bringing home a C on my report card. And that is light work. Because mom, like a C, you would think that that's decent, like in today's society. Well, at least you tried. Shoot, like when I did wrong, just think of how drastic it was. For it is written,
He that loveth his son causes him often to feel the ride, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chastises his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him amongst his acquaintances. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. A horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse 1 through 3, verse 5, and verse 8.
as one would hear if knowing me. I joke about my mom popping me upside my head because as an older man, I'm thankful my mom held such a high standard for grades because it showed me that I could ace the class with very little effort applied. I figured out a system that allowed me to give just enough to be considered this really smart kid throughout my grade school. Being that I wanted to give my son a leg up, I was able to help him because I actually experienced it myself. This also allowed me to gauge on what he was doing when I wasn't around him by the grades that he received. After seeing his grades look poorly, I set up a meeting with the faculty to see what was really going on with my son at school. I saw that SMO was not relaying the behavior issues Tank was having, so I tightened up on Tank because he was being allowed to get away with acts that if someone did to my children, they would have to have a real serious conversation with me.
You have my son who, the 6-year-old, who stabbed a child, who's sexually assaulting children, and all I asked them, I was like, yo, I believe, because they say that he said that I talk bad about the mother. I was like, no, I feel that she's the problem. That's not me talking bad about him. If they're asking me what's going on with my son, I'm saying I don't see these behaviors, and if he's doing something this egregious, I think that he should be removed from school until he's 7, because from what I understand, they don't have to go to school until that end. We can readjust it and get his mindset to where he's able to come to school. But if we're rewarding this behavior, which is being rewarded, it's not like...
I watch news clips of kids deleting their peers and was one of the people who, when I didn't think it was my son, I was asking where was the parents at in all of this. After this custody battle, I saw that this system was designed to allow those behaviors because I was punished by having my rights removed for disciplining my sons for acts that would lead up to an incident like what I was seeing in the news.
Because things need to happen and things need to happen fast, and they, unfortunately it's gotten to this point, but it should have happened months ago, but it just hasn't. So at this point, if it doesn't happen, Mr., there's only your client is at fault, right? Because we're taking that decision-making ability from Mr. So now it's not, okay, he needs to do it, she needs to do it. No, it's she needs to do it. Mom is, obviously she has their best interests at heart. So we're gonna put her in the driver's seat, and she needs to be making these things happen.
Now Tank was a star in my eyes before I understood what was being withheld from me. He had a 3.5 GPA, and when I was removed and placed as a weekend father for disciplining him for his behavior, the average went to the minimum.
Do something!
I contacted the school at the end of the year after the 2 semesters that I was ordered to be the weekend father, about his performance, and I was told that, hey, no kid get left behind. Now, after the new school year started, he ended up getting expelled from that school within the first month of the new year. This is again when I was ordered to be just a weekend father, and as someone, she was given the primary custody because the judge, at that time was like, hey, I need someone to steer the ship.
I just feel that at this time, it's the regimen at your house and your method of punishment is just a little too extreme. And I need to isolate the decision making to one parent.
What
so
was
that we
extreme
can
about my
have some
discipline?
consistency.
Moving forward, I need one parent to be driving this bus with the 2 children, because right now you guys cannot co-parent.
No,
It's
yes,
not
ma'am.
working.
I understand that, but what extreme was my discipline? Like,
Well, the belt, you're using a belt to discipline with. Right now, I don't feel that's in the best interest of these 2 children, and a temporary change needs to be made until we can get to the bottom of what's going on.
if the person is able to hide the stuff, like she's been hiding it. Like, I just sent you a text message where our son sent her the video of him fighting in the bathroom. Like, it's plenty of text messages that I sent you. I sent the communication from the school of his behavior. I sent the communication from both kids, their behaviors, and I showed you the relationship with the parent, the communication with our oldest son. This is the best. If that's what you would consider the best interest of our son, by all means, I'm okay with that, because I understand, we come here to allow you to make that decision, and if you make that decision, I understand. I apologize for getting emotional, but I just don't see.
Yeah, I mean, these are your kids. I mean, these are big issues. But right now,
A few moments later.
unfortunately, sir, you guys aren't co-parenting. You're not able to cooperate and to co-parent.
You even saw the talking parent. Like if you can read the talking parent, like, I made sure that I was talking to her in a professional, direct manner.
Oh, I'm not saying that you're not. You were very professional.
But why are we allowing this person, like, if she's carrying on like a child, like she is, because I know you see that.
I see that we need to make some type of change. We need to shift custody to a primary caregiver at this time to see if we can get the behavior issues under control. And because of the open CPS investigation, because of the corporal punishment, I need to protect these children. And as far as a safety issue goes, I'm going to give mom primary physical custody this time.
We wasn't working together, and gave primary rights to S1. I wasn't in agreement with it.
Because I know
These are the temporary orders I'm going to put in place. Again, we need to make a change. These kids they're probably on the cusp. I mean, we need to, as Mr. says, have Ms. work with the school, get some type of behavior order and plan in place, and see what the school can do. When we come back, if no changes have been made and the children are getting worse, then
Cool, let me step aside. I'll just be a weekend father. After all that went on, I received a call during the evidentiary hearing of the trial from the school, and they told me that Tank has been suspended. I went during the break to go and pick him up and presented this to the courts when the hearing continued.
As you stated, December, if the boys are failing, that would show you. And unfortunately, with parent stated he just got suspended for this. And again, he's not with me during these times. He just got suspended, and he just got suspended last week, and just now I got where the student, it stated that the student was walking around punching students in the face and said that he was playing. A mother stated that she will be pressing charges because that is no way to play with anyone. August 22nd of 2023 was was going into a classroom and he turned around and he punched another student in the face for no reason. A teacher, like, this is what is doing. His behavior is becoming flagrant and flagrant. He's missing school. His grades are dropping, and they're trying to say that, well, he was doing it with me, but the averages shows differently. Like, his behavior, the averages shows differently. His behavior isn't improving, and it's basically in special ed and in a program where it's clear. Like, when I talk to Ms. and the principal, they say he doesn't belong here, and unfortunately he's here because this is what someone signed him up for.
The judge noted that the boy's behavior became worse when mom was given primary custody, but of course it couldn't be her fault.
There's only your client is at fault, right? Because we're taking that decision-making ability from Mr. So now it's not, okay, he needs to do it, she needs to do it. No, it's she needs to do it. So now it's not, okay, he needs to do it, she needs to do it. No, it's she needs to do it. You know, mom is, obviously she has their best interest at heart. So we're gonna put her in the driver's seat, and she needs to be making these things happen.
The fact that they said that it was my fault because I was refusing to help mom when I was in court asking to get responsibility.
I mean, at this time we do need to make a change. I think that one party does need primary physical custody, but I guess from your end, why do you feel it would be in the children's best interest for you to have primary physical custody?
I believe due to the fact that I know that my life is, I don't want to say my life, but the priority are the boys, and I make sure that things that I do are in the best interest of the boys, to make sure that they're continually are able to just be the best, to be a better version of themselves.
And everything that SM1 and her lawyer was claiming was, well, whenever he shows up, he's arguing with mom in front of the faculty and all that stuff. So yeah, I was confused at that point. But they said that, you know, the reason the boy's behavior got worse is because dad did not want to help out mom when, hey, I asked you to give me custody. Like, why do we got to go to court and you pay these lawyer fees?
Is that she is readily available to prioritize their needs, even though she is working. Whereas it's our belief that that prioritization is not present, and that it seems to be the tutoring issue that we could not establish, or the aiding of the children in their care as far as schoolwork goes. We believe that Miss is best suited in the current circumstance to ensure A, their safety, B, their medical well-being, because again, we have
This is America.
Oh, because someone told her that she can get what she wants to still be viewed as a strong single mother, and we can charge the dad.
That boy is bigger than you, he's stronger than you, and you think that you can dominate him into submission, that you can beat him into respecting you and listening to you. You can never turn a boy into a man. Not when he has a father that wants to be there and wants to be involved in his life. You got to give his father an opportunity now to be a father to that boy. You've done an amazing job up until this point. A lot of dudes don't date single mothers because either they're not over the father or they want to do everything they can to hurt that man, even if it means taking their son away.
It was, you know, it was clear what it was. So because she was seeking validation for something that she didn't do, I was like, all right, cool, no problem. They refused to acknowledge anything I had to say, because as someone, she hired that lawyer who cared less about the well-being of our son. And of course, you know, you guys saw me when I stated that I'm not willing to continue putting my son through the trauma of having to choose between the father or the mother.
Yeah, I see that my sons are not wanting to come here, and if she's allowed to not follow the court order by saying that they don't want to come here when she's the adult, I don't see what anything that you put forth will do. So I don't want to put my son through the trauma that they're being placed to have.
The trauma of therapy?
No, to have to choose between their father and their mother. They don't understand what they're doing now at this point, but I don't want to consider.
The lawyer, he's in court fighting with SM1 to keep me away from my children, and all I can make from that was he didn't care either way. And you know, she was right there working with him and everything to do that. So, you know, she has to live with her choices. Now, I have to say that if I knew that the decks was going to be stacked against me from the beginning, I would have walked away if they would have told me, but I'm glad they didn't, because I had to go through what I had to go through, because now I'm able to present to those who are watching, the viewers, how parental alienation really is. Because a lot of people be like, oh, it's the mom, and I'm like, nah, it's the system, it's the whole thing, you know, because you saw how the judge trying to make it seem as if I was arguing with her. I was talking to her respectfully, and they was talking to me as if I was this angry black man.
This is America. Don't get you slipping.
We're here for the fact that she's withholding our son.
Okay, so your son's going to be in therapy. So that's the first step. So we want to find out what's going on with him. The second step is we're going to have him in for a child interview, because I want to hear from his perspective what's going on, what his thoughts are about you, what his thoughts are about mom. Does he want to be with you? Does he want to be with mom? What does he want? Because at his age, he does have teenage discretion, so we need to honor him and respect him, and we need to listen to him, and you need to stop talking while I'm talking.
This is America. Don't get you slipping.
That wasn't the case, and you can hear how I'm talking in court. I was holding back, you know, to a level where sitting up here and seeing that you guys are taking my responsibility and giving it to a person that I'm showing you guys don't care about them, but yet you're ignoring everything I gotta say because it's coming from me.
And that was X.
What we're telling you from right now, we just need to move forward. It doesn't really help to go backwards. We need to move forward for your son, right? We're here for your son, right? We're here for your son. Your son needs some therapy because there's some stuff going on. So we're going to have your son in therapy.
No, you're honest.
No, I don't know why you're arguing with me about your son going to therapy.
I'm not.
Okay.
I had him
Well,
to go to therapy.
That's great. He's not in therapy right now, so we're going to have him in therapy again.
And you want to push this narrative that dad is the problem. Even though we continue, like, that's the first thing I saw after he did this interview. Nothing negative with dad. It's just I want to stay with mom. And the judge, man, you know, she had the power to do what she did, and she continued to ignore. Hey, I have evidence of parental alienation. I have all of this where she's the problem. The school, everyone is showing that she's the problem. We got a court order that state you guys tried this already, and yet instead of following what another judge, your peer, put in their final order, you're just gonna continue doing the same outdated thinking where, oh, let's give them back to mom again and go from there. I'm the type of person that, hey, I'm good. Like, you don't have to tell me that, hey, we're here to waste time, because I'm that person. I respect authority, but when you tell me, oh, well, we gotta look busy, that busy work mindset leadership, no. Like, if the higher ups came to me and told me, hey, this is what I need done, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna make sure that, hey, we go above and beyond. So when the higher ups come down and they see my team resting, they're gonna be like, oh, well, why y'all hanging out? I'm like, because we did this, and we also did this, this, and this. So now they're gonna be like, well, dang, like, yeah, y'all do deserve a break. And we're gonna do it at such efficiency to where it's not gonna seem like I'm pretty sure they think it might take say for instance 3 weeks, and we get it done in 3 days. Now we're gonna continue to the next goal, but we're gonna take time and enjoy ourselves as well. That's how I lead. But because they wanted to, what I saw in this custody battle was them just, oh, let's stay busy. I'm like, nah, I don't operate like that. And that's what led to me officially just walking away, because I was just like, yo man, like, yo, you're actually hurting the kids at this point. You keep talking about putting them in therapy, like they supposed to be put in therapy in a original hearing.
When did you start taking this?
Probably in maybe February of 2022. I have to check.
February 2022?
Possibly.
When did you
I'm sorry, 2023. Forgive me. No, let me not confuse the years.
so from you stated that you pulled them away in 2020. You stated that you pulled them away from those therapy appointments. Why did you do so again?
I only took them out of therapy because I'm paying out of pocket. And it's not a problem. I mean, I can pay out of pocket, but actually things started to get, school was out. Things were getting better. Everything was kind of like balancing out. They weren't in school. They were okay.
You got better.
Say it again.
You saying that behavior and behavior got better.
I'm not saying, I'm saying that they are kids and they were fine.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
They still, they're themselves.
Why did this has been back in March, at the end of March?
You may have to remind me.
Did he not talk about shooting up the school?
This is America.
Go to sleep.
Oh no! This is America.
Why did this has been back in March, at the end of March?
You may have to remind me.
Did he not talk about shooting up the school?
Oh no!
Did he not talk about shooting up the school?
There was. And when I mentioned fabricated, how schools fabricate things,
This is America.
It doesn't sound like I had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see Dad.
I talked to about that. And that's actually when I took him to the ER to get admitted, because I told the school that I would. And I think there is an exhibit in here when I talked to the school counselor about it. Yeah, when he mentioned that, of course, that's a red flag for everybody. He got suspended for it. After talking with actually talking with the ER physician that he talked with, they were like, I get it. He said it. That was it. That was enough. He said it, and that was enough. It wasn't like, let's go shoot up a school. Like, we should go shoot up a school. It was just like questioning somebody in the class.
It doesn't sound like I had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see Dad.
And I get it. As a teacher, they have to report that. You're in the school. I'm like, why would you say that? Like, it was mind-boggling to even hear that and ask him, why would you say something like that? He also, after that, that's when it was pressed down with, I'm like, we are going back to church. Like, you have to go to church. Like,
It doesn't sound like I had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see Dad.
there was a lot of things missing, and then he got around people because it was coming down pretty hard on that. And a lot of it was fabricated from the school. Even reading the report that they wrote up, I'm like, you said it like he did it. Like something, it was a bit much to read and a bit hard to read when I got it from the school. And then also to see how my son was just like, I wasn't going to shoot up the school.
Because I know this isn't.
These are the temporary orders I'm going to put in place. Again, we need to make a change. These kids they're probably on the cusp. I mean, we need to, as Mr. says, have Mr. work with the school, get some type of behavior order and plan in place, and see what the school can do. When we come back, if no changes have been made and the children are getting worse, then
Do something! Do something, Rev!
I mean, that's essentially how it went down. Even the doctors were like, this isn't needed for a doctor. Like, he doesn't need it.
And now you telling me we're gonna do the same thing again, and she's gonna have another 10 months. That was 10 months of me having to sit there and watch my son do the bare minimum and get rewarded for it. Another 10 months of that, I was like, oh man, y'all playing with me at this point. Because, you know, like, if you're saying that this is how you think that I'm supposed to father, hey, that's all cool. Hey, let's just give her this child support, because clearly that's all that y'all care about at this point.
Having to choose, like he just got suspended. My other son, he's at home.
What, sir? You know, I have another hearing I have to do, and so what is it that you're saying?
I believe that you should give her the primary custody.
Which I just did.
Yes, and we can go from there.
Because clearly that's all that y'all care about at this point, because it's not for the kids, because again, we have another court order stating that things got worse with mom when she had the same thing that you're about to enact. Upon receiving that final order, I accepted that the custody system was only there to keep a spiritual CEO in a perpetual loop of drama. So I accepted that it was worthless to go back to court to try to have them put respect on my name, because, hey, judge, man, we just spent 8 hours in this court, and you heard a woman who wasn't even making sense. Like, the trauma that my son was causing, she was making excuses for it, like, oh, it's the teacher's fault.
Did he not talk about shooting up the school?
There was. And when I mentioned fabricated, how schools fabricate things, when I mentioned fabricated, how schools fabricate things, when I mentioned fabricated, how schools fabricate things.
A few moments later.
It's escalating to the point where he's talking about shooting up the school. I just had to go pick him up just now on lunch break because he just got charges pressed. Well, the teacher or the first parent said that I'm gonna press charges because you shouldn't be playing with someone how he's playing with someone. And this was just today. So nothing is improving with his behavior, and not only is he getting suspended, he's also skipping classes, he's also tardy, and because then, you know, like I wanted to draw it up so I can show you the proof, but again, if we're going to dismiss the records because...
Oh no, we're not dismissing it. I think we're just noting for the record the year.
I just want to make sure that, because there's been a lot of crossover and a lot of conversation.
Right,
I just want to make sure that we're staying as linear as possible.
Right.
Because this pre-existed all of the orders from December.
Right.
No, but we were just going back to 2020 and testimony, like the testimony that she gave was for that, so I figured that if we're going to go over the history, because if we're looking at what happened from December 2nd, it's only gotten worse. The academic, the behavior gotten worse, and he's been consistent with his academic, but has fallen off the cliff because you see that his behavior is excused, and you're here saying that yourself, you're stating that the stuff that he's doing is being fabricated by the school, but I wanted to show that this is a consistent thing, and this isn't the school just picking. And to say that he just got suspended last week for doing the same thing, and today he just got removed from school again for doing the same thing, is understanding that I can get away with it, and the reason he understands that he can get away with her disciplinary action is you just don't get your phone or your video game, which clearly something's wrong, because if he doesn't have that stuff, because it's nonstop what he's doing, if he doesn't have that stuff and his grades are horrible, what is the issue? Something is not wrong, and you only waited until February to get him seen when his behavior has been from the beginning of the month. Beginning of the school year.
A few moments later.
Continue. I don't think there's a question pending, but you can continue.
Oh no,
With all over that, but do you see how his suspension of sexual harassment, do you see what he stated there, and why you should probably take it seriously, because he did get suspended for touching, like, from what they're saying, it was like they were touching each other. But then he also made another claim, like he also got suspended again on September 22nd, a couple days later, that he was telling the girl that he's going to fuck until she was inside out. And he also made that comment to his other peers around him. You see that?
Of course I see it. Do you want me to address it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when it comes down to, I will tell you that, yeah, there's a lot of pieces that are missing. I can't pacify with my son. Like, I see it. Of course I see it. Not to mention that you taking a standoffish role as if I'll just do this on the weekend, that doesn't help. But it's okay.
Because things need to happen, and things need to happen fast. And they, unfortunately it's gotten to this point, but it should have happened months ago, but it just hasn't. So at this point, if it doesn't happen, Mr., then there's only your client is at fault, right? Because we're taking that decision-making ability from Mr. Now it's not, okay, he needs to do it, she needs to do it. No, it's she needs to do it. Mom is, obviously she has their best interest at heart. So we're gonna put her in the driver's seat, and she needs to be making these things happen.
This is America.
You would think that the judge would have tried the other way, and that would have been giving the father primary custody. But no. That seemed too easy to be what's right. So let's make them work together again. When I'm willing to sit in court and go against the whole system to say, no, give me primary custody now.
Mr. Speaker, and why do you feel it would be in the children's best interest for you to have primary physical custody?
I believe due to the fact that I know that my life is, I don't want to say my life, but the priority are the boys, and I make sure that things that I do are in the best interest of the boys, to make sure that they're continually are able to just be the best, to be a better version of themselves.
We see that she felt, but you would think that would be the obvious solution, but that will go against their narrative and allow the Most High to receive glory for real, because hey, he's doing what's right. Hey, he's not in here using profanity. Like Final Order had so much untruth in it, to the point where I was just like, man, this is judicial system that we are sworn to go by. I did research, I joined groups and all that stuff, and I saw how people was saying that this is, it's the parent. They were blaming the parent, and I was just like, no, the parent, they could only do what the people in authority allow. And if you got a parent that's sitting up here representing himself, he's coming in here respectfully. The only thing you did was go back to normal, to where, hey, I have to just put up with it. Once I understood that, that's where I accepted things. I understood that, hey, I had to co-parent with SM1 and accept the arrangement that put us back at 50-50. Accepting that this was going to be the outcome that I had to live with, I went forward to ensure that the boys were back at the point where they were before I was forced to just be a weekend warrior. Now, at this point, remember, Tank, he was expelled or something. Like, I don't know, because SM1, she withheld the official story from me. But he had to switch schools that allow him to do work from home. He couldn't go to another school.
Anything worse happens. How's he doing at school? Is he doing any better or no?
He's in a different school from what was previously stated.
Okay.
So he's doing extremely well. He's already met the requirements for the 9th grade.
Okay. Well, Dad did bring up, some of the comments, I guess, that he was making at school, which, are inappropriate and comments we would hope no person would ever make, but certainly a 14-year-old boy. So, in terms of that type of behavior, is that still going on, or?
No, so, right now, he's no longer, I'm going to say the least, that he no longer goes to, a school. He does school, from home.
He's homeschooled right now?
Not necessarily. It's online. So the school, they just didn't have a spot for him. So the online version of it is what he's doing right now.
Sure. Does Dad know about all that?
Yes.
So what school is he at right now? Okay. It's just online?
But yes.
But then for next year he'll be able to go in person?
He will be. That's the plan, to get him back in person. It was just a wait list for him.
Okay. So he's obviously probably not making those sorts of comments to anyone at school because he's not going to school.
So, I don't know, she tried to gaslight me and say, well, this is what you wanted anyway. And I was just like, oh my God, talking to a person like that, man, it was just I'm telling you, man, do your due diligence, because when it's all said and done, you might think that, that sassiness is cool at first, but you gotta set the foundation and let it be known that, hey, this is what it is. I'm not one of these people that when the stuff that I wish to happen doesn't happen, I'm not gonna go and throw an emotional tantrum. So I took it as, it's his will for me not to be there for my sons. And in a way, by the end of this video, you will understand why, because I think the Lord get the glory with me not being there. My son get the opportunity to actually grow, because I wouldn't allow what SM1 was allowing, and some people have to see it to believe it, and hopefully he's able to survive and make his way back to the point where he can come around me. So after going back to 50-50, well, let's go back, he switched schools, and he had to work from home because he wasn't allowed to go to the schools. About a week before the order was signed, SM1, she still had primary custody, and I was placed as the weekend father by the Judge 1. Let's just say Judge 1, like J1. Judge 1. I don't like that. Judge, SM1, SM2, son, mother 1, son, mother 2. This is a Judge 1. Judge 1. I can't think. It's going off the cuff. I can't think. So Judge 1. We still operating on that order where she gave her primary custody and placed me as a weekend father because she had to solve the problem. We had a school rep that reached out to both SM1 and myself, letting us know that Tank's highest average out of the 6 classes that he was attending was 40%.
Oh no!
Do something!
On some of the days, she stated that he wasn't even signing into the class. Knowing the issue, I easily fixed it after receiving the final order, and the arrangement was in place to where I took over. And within 2 days of me having them back and with that joint custody arranged, the school rep, she responded like, yo, what the heck is going on? Here's the message right here.
I got this!
Within a month's time, the school rep, she reached out again and praised Tank for his hard work, and she was excited to see how it was such a huge turnaround.
I got this!
course y'all know, this is what SM1 started doing, whatever, which culminated into her withholding Tank and telling him that he didn't have to come to my house. Of course I got mad, because now you're playing with me. Like, you're setting up our son for failure at this point. So I thinking that, hey, maybe I got a wrong judge. Maybe, I go again and they have no way but to see it my way this time. I contacted the cops. Some were on point, some accepted it as what it was and thought that it was going to be easy just to do enough just to say that they showed up.
And just pretty much as he came out here. Obviously the little card's not gonna have much info, but I'll update on my computer actually what happened, right? Yeah. So if you guys ever want to pull that up, take it to where you can, right? Yeah.
Stay tuned for the video showing these interactions. Contacted CPS. It was sad to say that they were no help. When she contacted them, it was like, they came out and started an investigation every time. And I was like, yo, I asked the person, I was like, how did y'all start an investigation on me? But this is clear sign of abuse. So, and I say this because I saw a lot of messages, like a lot of memes when I was making these videos where it talks about withholding a kid that's truly abuse. I'm here to tell you that that's not considered abuse according to the system. Like, you have to have a claim placed on you, and as a spiritual CEO, I'm not about to make a false claim just so I can get something accomplished. And when they were asking me, what was going on, I was like, my son is being withheld. Isn't that abuse? Like, he's been withheld from his father. He sent text messages where it alluded to he was being forced, but I'm not going to lie just to get ahead, because I feel like spiritually I have to answer for everything. So because I didn't want to do that, I told them that, I just don't know. And they was basically like, well, hopefully things turn out well for you. Something like that. And that's when I understood that, man, it's the system. It was trash. Plain and simple, it was trash. It was like, the only way that you guys can start an investigation is if I lie, as if I know what's going on. And I understood that Tank, he was being rewarded for not telling the truth. So I couldn't truly say that this is what was going on at the house, because, hey, he's not flat out saying it. Like, I raised him to where, hey, something goes on, you speak your mind. And he didn't say it clear out. I was just like, all right, well, CPS wasn't going to be any help. As shown in the earlier clip, you saw the judge who was jumping through hoops just to ignore the obvious. And then when I finally got tired of wasting her time and my children's time and decided to walk away, she tried to make it seem as if it was me choosing to give up on my sons.
After the court order was given, she had the court order, which they gave her the 10 months of primary custody and sole decision making. Everything that you're asking her to do, the court order stated the boys became worse.
Yeah, so sir, what we're asking to do is have your son in therapy, okay?
No, and that was asked.
What we're telling you from right now, we just need to move forward. It doesn't really help to go backwards. We need to move forward for your son, right? We're here for your son, right? We're here for your son. Your son needs some therapy because there's some stuff going on. So we're going to have your son in therapy.
No, you're honest.
No, I don't know why you're arguing with me about your son going to therapy.
I'm not.
Okay.
I had him
well,
to go to therapy.
That's great. He's not in therapy right now, so we're going to have him in therapy again.
We're here for the fact that she's withholding our son.
Okay, so your son's going to be in therapy. So that's the first step. So we want to find out what's going on with him. The second step is we're going to have him in for a child interview because I want to hear from his perspective what's going on, what his thoughts are about you, what his thoughts are about mom. Does he want to be with you? Does he want to be with mom? What does he want? Because at his age, he does have teenage discretion, so we need to honor him and respect him, and we need to listen to him, and you need to stop talking while I'm talking.
A few moments later.
It doesn't sound like Isaiah had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that Isaiah doesn't want to see Dad.
A few moments later.
See what anything that you put forth will do. So I don't want to put my son through the trauma that they're being placed to have.
The trauma of therapy?
No, to have to choose between their father and their mother.
A few moments later.
If you look at, I'm not trying to argue, but if you was to look at the communication beforehand and the talking.
So, sir, what is it that you want?
A few moments later.
You don't want to have any parental rights?
I don't have any parental rights. We have a court order.
Okay.
And we're not following the court order at all. At all. And
All right.
So, sir, I'm trying to work with you, but you're making it very difficult. I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to work with you.
This is America.
I'm trying to work with you, but you're making it very difficult. So it's your life and it's your kids. So if you're saying at this juncture you just want to say, hey boys, you do what you want to do, you can be with mom and you can see me when you want, that's fine, but is that what you want the court to do as well?
I would like the court to do what the October 11th court order states. I would like the court to do what the October 11th court order states.
Okay.
But because you're not going to do that,
Okay.
I'm okay with you doing what you're basically saying that you're going to do now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Okay, this is, no. So what you're going to do, you're going to raise your right hand and we're going to get on the record what you want to have done. Do you understand?
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now.
You saw that? Oh my God, that was just so disturbing. Like, if you want to give up on your son, and I was just like, I'm doing all this and you're not paying me no mind, so why am I going to give you 10 more months of my life and get all this work that I have to do to present to combat these lies that this gentleman, that my son's mother has hired to lie for her? I'm good. And just so I can come in here and you ignore me? Because it just happened. It just happened. Like, like when I was in there, I was just like, what are we doing? Like, let's follow the court order. Hey, let's follow the court order that you guys put forth. Let's follow that.
I would like the court to do what the October 11th court order states.
That's her trying to work with me. But because I was accepting of what they put in that court order, even though it was lies and untruth, because my thing was, I just need my sons. And I understand that I gotta work with their mom now. I see that y'all aren't gonna remove the obvious problem, which was SM1.
The boys are showing lack of respect for authority, and unless I'm allowed to help them develop respect for boundaries and strong standards, they're always that they have shown themselves to live up to before, they're sadly going to become another statistic, or they're going to hurt someone because of the serious behavior that they're displaying and it being dismissed as something worthy of reward by their mother. It seems as if we are condemning into this life of misery because we're worrying about what is more in the best interest of the mother and not them. I'm not playing the role of father just for validation. My behavior isn't something of a criminal or an unfit parent who doesn't care about what happened to their children. All is in order with me, and and yet the shortcomings of Mrs. are being excused, and she's being championed for trying to get things in place. Standing in front of you today, I was planning on showing you that my willingness and my ability to care for our sons and ensure that they have the lessons taught to me by my father to ensure that they had the ability and the understanding to adapt to today's society. I have followed the orders respectfully I've followed the orders to what I believe was the best of my ability. I've shown that I can create structure needed for our children to become the best version of themselves. I see no reason that we wouldn't award me my request due to the fact that, as you stated, December 2nd, if the boys are failing, that would show you. And unfortunately,
And I hate to say this because I don't want to bash SM1, but she was clearly the problem. And I saw because they didn't want to do that to her, I was like, okay, I can accept working with her. I see that this system don't want to chalk it up to, hey, mom is horrible, let's remove her. No, let's just give him back joint custody and he has to figure out. Cool. When I accepted that and we just got a court order, I showed that, hey, all that crap that y'all was doing, trying to put him in therapy and all that stuff, that wasn't needed. My son's school is praising him for his hard work, and guess what? Now you can't even say that, oh, it's because I disciplined him, because I haven't disciplined him since receiving that court order. After seeing that, the judge just wanted to chalk it up to, well, he's of age now. Of age? He was of age a month ago. He just turned 13, and you're saying that this child who just got suspended for trying to set up a plan to turn his school into a Call of Duty battlefield. Oh no!
And a lot of it was fabricated from the school. Even reading the report that they wrote up, I'm like, you said it like he did it. Like something, it was a bit much to read and a bit hard to read when I got it from the school. And then also to see how my son was just like, I wasn't going to shoot up the school.
Do something! Sexually assaulting his peers, physically assaulting them, skipping classes left and right. You telling me that, oh, we gonna let him make the decision? Man, no. I was just like, hey, that's cool, because the thing was is, I guess they didn't understand that. If you're not accepting my help, okay, no problem. Let me remove myself, because I'm not finna sit up here and continue allowing you guys to make it seem as if I'm the problem when I know that what I'm trying to do is helping. I walked away and refused to allow my son to keep dealing with the trauma because, you know, they're children. Even though my son was of age, I knew he wasn't of the right mind to make a decision like that if he's doing stuff like this. And that's traumatic to have a child who is being told like, hey, you're right, you're good for doing this, and your dad is the problem. Now, this child who has been poisoned, who knows how long, because we divorced and this was 2024 when I finally walked away. We divorced 2017, so that was 7 years, and this child is 13. So for 6 years, he's been going through this, oh, your dad is the problem. So he's not understanding, like, why is dad getting upset for what mom is allowing me to do? And when I saw that, I was just like, yo, that's the problem, and you guys ain't trying to fix it. So instead of continuing to feel like I was in a twilight zone after Judge number 2, J2, the Judge 2, I forget what I said I was going to name the first judge, Judge 1, Judge 2. After Judge 2 of this situation with parental alienation was ignoring me, I was like, man, it's enough. And I'm okay with just moving forward without being a problem. If you're claiming that I'm the problem, let's move forward so we can truly see who's the problem.
Thanks for watching.
Please like and share.